Hello guys, Flashlight Enthusiast here. Today I would like to compare the Astrolux MF01 with its predecessor MF01S. So let's wait no further, let's take a look at them. They're pretty similar, you know. The MF01 is the original Astrolux that actually came in two versions, one with XPG in cool white, and the other version was Nichia 2019C with neutral white and 90 CRI, and this is the version I have here today. And then came the Astrolux MF01S with Anduril auxiliary LEDs and SST20 LEDs that could produce extreme output of 1500 lumens, 50,000 lumens, sorry, or a little bit less with higher CRI LEDs that I have here in this sample. So basically there are two completely different flashlights, alright? Although this one is original and this one is probably designed to replace the original one. After testing both of them, I can definitely tell you that actually it is not. It is completely different flashlight than MF01 original. Alright, although the design is pretty similar, as you can tell, the stainless steel ring is identical, the optics are identical, size wise it's also very similar. They both use 4 18650 batteries, but they are two completely different flashlights. So let's start with similarities. As I told you, they are both 4 18650 battery flashlights, but here in MF01 we've got actually the battery carrier, right, which we load the batteries. You can actually use 2 or 4 batteries, and you can actually use button top, because actually, as you can see, the carrier does not have these plastic rings anymore. I know that in original version it did have, but now they got rid of the design, so it's definitely a plus for me. Battery carrier is bi-directional, and here you've got actually nothing. Right, let me give a little bit light. As you can see, this empty, so it's pretty common design, just like in the Frunite TN36 that I reviewed recently on my channel. You can actually check the video right here. So the design is pretty similar. And now in the newer design, we don't have the battery carrier anymore. We actually have the whole section here as the battery carrier, but it is incorporated in the body of the flashlight. Alright, so we've got this pin design here, and as you can see, we also can use 2 or 4 18650 batteries, although I would recommend using 4. And as you can see, the design is very similar, so you can use button top. You can use either flat top or button top, but this is definitely a plus, and you can use regular flat top batteries, and this is obviously the same in the battery tube itself. So as you can see, no problem with that. Alright, let me load them up again. Oops. Alright, be careful with the pin. And with O-ring also. I got the impression that it be easily caught with the tail cap and be damaged, so be careful with screwing down at the end. Alright, the next difference is obviously the switch. As you can see here, it features the breathing pattern, while here it's steady, and obviously here, while on, it stays on, but here it stays off. Alright, so you can definitely see the difference here, and it stays on constantly without any breathing. Alright, obviously the driver is different. I mean, this one uses the buck driver, so it definitely is designed for a stabilization and constant output, while this one uses the constant current Lexel driver. So it's an excellent driver, don't get me wrong, but this one is definitely designed for a peak performance in turbo mode, so to just squeeze the batteries out of their last juice to produce the highest possible lumens, while this one does not push the LEDs that far, but again, it won't achieve this peak performance in turbo mode as the MF01S with Lexel driver. But overall efficiency of the driver, I would definitely risk the claim that MF01 was designed for a sustainable output, maybe a little bit lower but sustainable level of output, but MF01S was designed for a more fun toy that can, you know, illuminate the whole field with peak performance and the highest lumen possible, but then it will drop to like crazy 500 on 1000 lumens and it won't hold it for much longer. So you can definitely ask yourself whether you need a toy that is fun to play with, or rather a tool that will, you know, hold the brightness for longer periods of time and the runtime will be greater. Right, the next thing obviously is the auxiliary LEDs, so again, whether you need them or not. And the last thing is definitely the user interface. Alright, with original MF01, the Astrolux used their own, which is, you know, maybe a little bit hard to get used to at first time, because you simply click for on, then click again to adjust the brightness, just in a simple loop. So every time you click, it adjusts the brightness, and then it will go back to the lowest mode. To obviously it has the memory, but to turn off the flashlight, you have to hold the button. Obviously, you can hold the button to lock out the flashlight, and you can double tap from any mode to enter the turbo mode. Click again to cycle from the loop to another mode, which is in this example the lowest, and again hold. Triple click for strobes, 1 to 3, and then 1 click for cycling through the loop of strobes, and the third click, I believe, it's completely shutting off the flashlight. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the whole user interface. All right, so it's very straightforward, very easy, but the drawback is that you have to hold the button to turn off the flashlight, but cycling through the loop of modes is very simple and very fast. While on this MF01S you've got the well-known Anduril. So wow, I love this. I love this UI. So yeah, for me the UI here definitely wins in the MF01S. But again, you have to ask yourself whether you can have simple UI or you like the Anduril with all these fancy features and ramping mode, etc, etc. Right, and the last thing is definitely the emitters. Right, here you've got the Nichia 5000K 90 CRI, and here you can have either 5000K 70 CRI with SST20 in 5000K, or you can have, like me here, a little warmer tint with a little bit higher CRI, but again, not much of a difference. And MF01S is a little bit brighter than MF01, but look at the chart here. I mean, the winner about the sustainability is, you know, it's clear, right? MF01 original is a beast in terms of sustainability. Look at this, all over 2000 lumens for 3 hours straight, while the MF01S obviously has the peak performance at higher level, but then struggles to stabilize and fluctuates between 500 lumens to 2300 lumens, and then drops back again, then increases the brightness, then drop back again, and after 2 hours it is actually useless for you because it is like 100 lumens and then 50 lumens, so it won't, you know, illuminate your path as well as the MF01 that stabilizes at the level of 2000. One thing to note is that original MF01S has the preset temperature step down and you cannot configure it. Right, so basically it stays at the 46-47 degrees Celsius and it won't get higher. Even if you try to reset the turbo mode over and over again, it will drop immediately when it's hot. So although they say in the manual that it's about 60 degrees, and I've read other reviews of other users, they claim the same thing as I tested, that MF01 does not actually use its full potential and will hold the temperature lower than 50 degrees, while the MF01S can be configured, and in this test, when I tested both of them, it actually exceeded 66 degrees Celsius. So even it got much hotter than the MF01, it couldn't sustain the brightness. I don't know if it's only my sample that is maybe thermal wise faulty, or the driver does not simply hold the desired level of brightness, but to me the winner is clear. When you're looking for sustainability, definitely go with the original MF01S. If you're looking for an Anduril flashlight with lots of features to play with and much higher wow effect, then, and of course auxiliary LEDs, then definitely look no further than MF01S. It's an excellent flashlight for that kind of purpose. Alright, thanks you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave the comments below. Be sure to click the like button and hit the subscribe button, because more such videos are going to appear on my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.